everyone. This is Outnumbered. I'm Emily Campagno, here with my co-host Harris Faulkner, and also joining us today, Fox News contributor and host of Tomi Lahren is Fearless on Outkick, Tomi Lahren, Fox Nation host Casey McDonnell-Hosmer, and Veterans on Duty chairman and former Army intelligence captain Jeremy Hunt. Now we begin with new concerns about our country's aging political leaders and the renewed discussion around age limits for lawmakers. It's not uncommon for American politicians to serve well past retirement age, but after a week full of awkward moments from some of Washington's oldest political leaders, many are now raising the question, when is it time for elected officials to vacate their seat? Just yesterday, 90-year-old California Senator Dianne Feinstein appeared confused during a routine committee vote, and one of her aides was caught on a hot mic telling her how to vote. Watch.
Senator Feinstein.
You say aye.
Pardon me?
Aye.
Yeah.
Just say
I would like to support a yes vote on this. It provides $823 billion. That's an increase of $26 billion for the Department of Defense. And it funds priorities submitted.
yeah. Just say aye.
Okay, just
Great,
aye.
On Wednesday, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell appeared to suddenly freeze while making remarks on Capitol Hill, and his fellow lawmakers had to walk him back to his office.
We're on a path to finishing the NDA this week. It's been good bipartisan cooperation and a string of
Okay, Mitch. Anything else you want to say, or should we just go back to your office? Do you want to say anything else to the press? Let's go back to the.
Go ahead, John.
I'll take it back. Let's go back to the.
Go ahead, John.
Go ahead, John.
Meanwhile, concerns about President Biden's age and mental acuity have haunted his re-election campaign. And those fears aren't going away after he claimed his administration cured cancer.
One of the things I'm always asked is, why Americans have sort of lost faith for a while on being able to do big things. If you could do anything at all, Joe, what would you do? I said I'd cure cancer. They looked at me like, why cancer? Because no one thinks we can. That's why, and we can. We'd end the cancer as we know it.
Tomi, I saw you shaking your head during that really disheartening montage, because at the end of the day, these elected politicians are representatives of all of us. So it's not about whether they only affect their own seat. It goes so much more beyond that as to who's actually being disserviced here.
So I think first and foremost, we have compassion for these people. I mean, these are older Americans, and we revere them for what they've done in their career and their legacy. All of them, regardless of their politics, have had wonderful careers. They've had many milestones that they should be proud of. That's why it's so sad to see their career end like this. And I also think in some part it is a little selfish, this notion that you can take your seat to the grave. I think that that's a disservice to not only your own legacy, but as you mentioned, to your constituents. And I know there's a lot of discussion about term limits and a constitutional amendment for an age requirement or a competency test. And I think all of that, when application, would be a little sticky. I think what we would be better off doing is educating voters that, hey, you have the power to vote in these people. They didn't get there by magic. Yes, it's easier when you're an incumbent, for sure, but we should educate voters to make better decisions. And if we want to usher in a new generation, we have to convince voters that that's the way they should go. So I'm for that path more than I am saying that we should have restrictions and requirements and regulations. Let's just make voters aware of what they're voting for, and we can solve a lot of our problems, not just with age, but with our policies and the politicians enacting those policies.
Yeah, I agree that legislation isn't the answer. I'd rather have less legislation, less regulation, because I would rather have more faith in our elected officials and, in my opinion, more faith in the parties. Because it seems to me, Jeremy, that a lot of this is pawnmanship. These people are, frankly, vessels for a party that says, don't give up yet, don't give up yet, because we don't want to turn over that seat. And so at the risk of it, essentially, is, she said, you know, sort of ending this career in a poor way, but it's for, frankly, nefarious or simply just political, which nowadays, those are synonymous, purposes.
That's exactly right. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Our country is increasingly looking like a gerontocracy. I mean, it's led by extremely old folks. And here's the thing. It's not just their age. It's also that we're just seeing the evidence that they clearly are, I'll just say, past peak performance, right? And the thing is, I know several, you know, folks who are in their mid-70s and older who are very healthy. They're sharp as a tack, still working out. That's not what we're seeing from some of our elected leaders, you know. So it's the age as well as just their performance. But I think, you know, going to your point, I think a big part of it is looking at the next generation, saying who's going to step up and run for office. I mean, we need younger people to take the mantle. And we talk about this all the time at Vets on Duty, having a lot of conservative veterans who have served their country. Well, how about you run for office and serve in the halls of Congress? We need fresh blood there. And look, I'll be honest, politics is nasty, right? I've been on the campaign trail. It is not fun on some days, but guess what? Our country deserves new and fresh leadership. And so I think it's on us to rally around that. And so we can move past some of these octogenarians that have definitely gone past the time they should have retired.
But those those young leaders, we're going to talk in the next block about a squad member who's on a thirst strike. Those young leaders are programmed to think they have to do something viral and they have to get famous, and they think that they have this celebrity. And sure, you do, but how many of them are staying in office because of name recognition? You know, like you're saying, Tommy, we need to be educated, but who's doing it? With what time? You know what I mean? People get out of work and they want to go relax and lay back. Maybe they don't want to do it, and they say, oh, I know this name, sounds great.
Well, it's just like in corporate America. I think you have to incentivize change. And it's a difficult conversation happening right now because we're in the midst of picking the next president. So people don't really want to have that because both of them are over the age of 75. So we just don't want to talk about that potential, you know, combatant that we see among primary contenders. And then who would be the nominees? Maybe Trump, maybe Biden. Again, they're both over the age of 75. But I used a word today that I have never used before, and it's nonagenarian.
I was just thinking, how do you say 90 when you said octogenarian?
Yeah.
I was like, what's the word for 9?
And nonagenarian. And I thought, gosh, that was from like the SAT days.
Yeah.
Why am I even using that when it comes to Congress? Because it's for somebody in their 90s, as Emily just said. Right. So how do we incentivize the change? Why don't we say that after a certain age, you can be a consultant to Congress? Yeah. And then maybe that person who's leaving, because incumbents are hard to beat. I don't care who you are. You know. Oh, yeah. You've run. They're hard to beat. And they've been young, and they've been middle-aged, and they've been old. So they know how to win. Oftentimes, it's tough. And so, but if they are passing, if they really believe they're passing a baton of power and presence and leadership, imagine for that next generation how hard that young person coming in. I mean, we could have seen Nancy Pelosi do this with Representative Tim Ryan when he challenged her for the speakership. She could have said, you know what? It's time. It's time. Let me help this person when the seat becomes open again. Well, now it's got a Republican in it, so it's too late for her to help her party. But you've got to incentivize that change. I'd love to get some advice from a nonagenarian on how to win.
But beyond that, too, I also want to say we have a problem of telling younger people that they need to wait their turn. And that's been an issue that we're seeing right now, that somehow if you don't wait your turn, you're disloyal. So that, to me, is also going to be a problem that we need to address. If we want younger blood, as we all say that we do, we can't tell people, sit down and wait your turn.
Do you know where that comes from? Because politics believes that the voters' voices are less important than the politicians.
Right,
and
the party.
There's no turn to wait for. The voters should be deciding that, which is where you started.
And I want to make sure that I get these in. So Dianne Feinstein's team responded to the incident. They said that the senator was preoccupied. She didn't realize the debate had just ended and a vote was called. So she started to give a statement, was informed it was a vote, and then cast her vote. And Mitch McConnell's team as well said he will indeed serve a full term. So I want to make sure that everyone gets their explanations. And to me, it brings up, Casey, just for a final thought, that it's the advisor's role and the counselor's role, because it seems to me that so oftentimes the last person to realize you should step aside may be that person if you're just putting your foot in front of one and the other, and if your acuity has indeed diminished. So how much responsibility goes to the hands of the few that are controlling so many?
100%, absolutely. They're there day in and day out. But what about the families? I mean, where is your spouse? Where are your kids? Where are your grandkids? Like, we need to bring you home.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Compagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.